These are the weeks that keep us going and push us through all the lows and make everything worthwhile. Good morning and welcome back to our liveaboard life on board our tiny home here on the Pacific Northwest. We are about halfway through the winter here and meeting our goal of just surviving the winter. And so far we've gotten a lot done. We've learned so much about just engine maintenance. We've dealt with leaking windows, oil changes, engine part fixes, and just a lot of little fixes here and there. But this week, our goal is to get all the big projects done that have been building up on our to-do list. So we're finally gonna get this window started today and hopefully done in the next couple days. And then we're gonna install our new diesel heater so we can finally have some heat in here even when the power goes out and when we're on anchorage. It's supposed to be a really sunny week this week, even though it's the middle of January. So we're gonna take advantage of that and get the sails up and get some good sailing practice in. Yeah, let's get started and get this week going. I have my new Sikaflex and the new caulking gun. This is already probably like our third try in doing this because we've broken a caulking gun and blew up a canister of Sikaflex that was faulty, and I think was the reason that both of those things happened. So hopefully this is better. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a bead of this along the frame, and then hopefully this all goes swimmingly. Let's do this. Okay, put it in. Just need to tighten these bolts on and get this properly on. Well, that was actually easier than I expected it to be. I guess considering we've tried this like 2 or 3 other times. Actually doing it when everything is working and we have the whole plan figured out actually didn't take us very long. It's all kind of loosely bolted on, just tight enough to spread the Sikaflex right now. And then we'll let that dry, and then tomorrow we'll get the white Sikaflex around the outside of the window just to seal it, and then it should be done. So yeah, I mean, that thing has been on our list of things to do for months. Yeah. So actually getting that done is quite rewarding, I think. Yeah. But anyway, that is the first job done. On to the next one. Well, it's a beautiful January day, unseasonably warm today. There's no wind, but we need to get off the dock and maybe we'll just bring the sails up just to practice. But my main goal today is just to find somewhere to have some lunch. So whether that's anchoring or finding a mooring ball, got the engine fired up, everything's looking good, all checks are done. So we're just gonna pull off the dock and go enjoy a beautiful day. Wow, what a beautiful day today. I'm actually overheated. I can't believe this is
we're in the winter. This is the middle of January, so. But yeah, it's dead calm out here. We still have a little bit of blue smoke coming out of our exhaust, which is a little bit worrisome. But we're gonna monitor it, check the oil, and hope there's not another issue that we're missing here. But it's just a little bit of smoke, so just keep an eye on it.
First time we got them up on our own. Congratulations.
This is called Musgrave Landing on Salt Spring Island, and this is a public government dock here that we pulled in just for a bit of lunch. And yeah, it's a pretty easy little dock to pull into. So we're just gonna stop for a little lunch here, maybe just walk around this little area for a bit and check it out. I think there's a nice trail up there, so I might just go for a little wander before it gets too late. Nice, this is our first little docking that's not our own marina. A little bit of leftover pasta from last night, but in a new exciting location. So it's like a gourmet meal.
Beautiful.
What a nice lunch spot. It's so much more rewarding eating somewhere that we just got ourselves to.
Mm-hmm. This is the beginning.
Losing a bit of light here, so time to make our way back. But this is a pretty nice little day trip. Wow, like what a beautiful day. We're so lucky to have these days in the middle of January. Well, that was a fairly successful motor sail. Everything seems to have held together, but as you can see here, if you pull up here, this whole pad got soaked and there's just a pool of water here, and it's not dripping from anywhere. The water pump isn't dripping anywhere. There's no leaks. So it kind of looks like there was a big spill of water from something. But I guess we'll just keep running. We'll go on more little jaunts and see if that continues. But if anyone has any ideas what to look out for, if there's something else we should be fixing with that, then let us know in the comments. But in the meantime, that was a long day. We can get some rest and on to our next project tomorrow. Okay, well, yesterday was a nice adventurous day where we got to go out and explore. Today's back to business. I gotta finish this window once and for all. This has been like a 2-month project that shouldn't have dragged on this long. So the Sikaflex on the inside is dried. Now I just need to put the white Sikaflex around the window frame, which if you've seen any of our previous windows, I am not the best at using the caulking gun. But today we're setting ourselves up for success, and we put painter's tape on both sides. So even if it gets messy, the painter's tape should save me, because I really want this to look nice. This one's gonna stand out, it's a big window. So I'm gonna do my best today to try and paint inside the lines. I think it turned out pretty decent, actually. That's the cleanest job I've ever done. Looks a bit worse because there's some missing paint on the top here from the temporary tape job that was up there before it peeled some of the paint. So a little paint touch up and it'll look really nice. And hopefully actually be sealed and keep the water out. Another job off the big to-do list. What a busy and productive week that we've had. It's these kind of weeks where it's such nice weather and we get all these big things done that makes us feel really accomplished and that we can get through this winter unscathed. But tonight it's time for a special meal because it's pizza night. So I think the pizzas are just ready to come out of the oven, so let's grab them now. Oh yeah, looking pretty fresh. Just kidding. Sometimes you just don't want to cook every night. So this is gonna be a nice easy dinner for us tonight after a long week. And I think that we earned it. Well, this is our last big project on our list. Today, we're hopefully gonna get the diesel heater in. And because we already have a diesel heater installed, the problem with that one is that it's like an expensive German one that doesn't work. So the previous owner to the boat actually bought us the replacement, like a cheap Chinese version that will technically be better for us because it won't be so picky on the voltage requirements to actually run. So it should actually be more consistent and usable in things like anchorages and stuff when we don't have shore power. So this feels like the right move. But because we already have that one installed, we can reuse a lot of the components. We're gonna still use the same fuel line because the fuel line that's already feeding it is higher quality than this like flimsy, cheap stuff that's just gonna get brittle and fail over time. And we already have all the ducting and stuff feeding into the boat, so we don't need that. And the exhaust and everything's already set up. So there's a bit of work, but mostly it's just gonna be taking the other one out and hoping that all of those components and those hoses and tubes are the right size, and we can just swap it out. And this will be a really easy project, because that's always how it goes, right?
Right.
It's never harder than you thought and takes longer than you thought. So this should be totally fine.
Or just flat out doesn't work.
Or it just won't work. But this, if we get this working, this will set us up for staying overnight in places, especially during the winter. And as well, when we cook at night with our air fryer and our induction, we can't have our electrical heaters going or it trips the breakers. So this is a hope that we can cook in a warm atmosphere during the winter. That'll be a game changer as well. So
Absolutely.
let's try and get this started and see if we can do this. Bye. So here's the old one. And I gotta get under here, disconnect all these components here, and hopefully be able to reuse all of these. There she is.
Okay.
Okay, that's half the job done. Now we just have to hope that the new one fits in to all the places I just took this out.
Ooh.
Well, that's a lot bigger.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, I think we actually are good to go. I have it all set up here. So it's installed. We've got the exhaust and the ducting all set up. The fuel line here all hooked in. All we need to do now is attach it to the bus bars and give it some power and attach the little controller to it. But after this, I need a massage and some serious back therapy because I've been full in a pretzel for half the day here, but I think that we're good to go. So fingers crossed, let's get this wired up and give it a little test run. Okay, it's all hooked up. I got the batteries turned back on, and we do have power to this little display here showing the time. And I got my little car starter remote for it. Let's see if I did this right. Moment of truth. Oh, I can hear it firing now. I can hear it ticking. How does it feel now?
It's getting slightly warmer.
It's warming up?
It's warming up, I think. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a success. Looks and sounds like it's functioning properly. Nothing's on fire yet. Nice, I think we did it. Feels good. That feels like we have a heater. We're not just relying on electric heaters from now on. Oh yeah, it's getting nice and toasty.
Is it?
This is a game changer for us now. This means that we can do a lot more this winter. And it's another big project that has been in our minds for a long time.
Yeah.
Nice. For right now, I just routed the controller right under the sink here. But eventually, hopefully I'll install it on the wall here or something. Even when it's in the sink here, we're able to turn it on and off from the other side of the boat. I think that it even has Bluetooth capabilities, so we can control it from our phone as well. So, and it talks to us. Every time we turn it off, it tells us to have a nice journey. So that's fun. I've never even had this in an apartment, the ability to adjust your heat from your seat. Rarely we're below 50% humidity on our little humidity meter here. Definitely at night we are not usually at 22.5 degrees Celsius, or for you Americans, 72.7 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is definitely a comfort upgrade for us. Well, this has probably been one of the most productive weeks that we've had on the boat so far. And I have to say that this was a pretty meaningful week for us, because since we bought the boat, we've had a couple big projects on our to-do list that we've just been kind of putting off. And maybe that's partly to do with a lack of experience or a lack of confidence. And getting those things done and off of our lists and off of our minds is a very hopeful kind of feeling. But I think like this feels like a step in the right direction for us, where we feel like more confidence in our abilities, and we can keep pushing to that next step to eventually get us to those goals of ultimately sailing around the world. But this is a very small step in that direction. But I can't even tell you right now, we are sitting in this comfortable space with warm temperatures that we haven't experienced before. It's a particularly cold week during the evenings this week, and we have our new diesel heater running, and I think we didn't know what we were missing until now. So this is a game changer for us, and it also means that we can push ourselves to actually be able to go out and stay overnight in an anchorage somewhere as our next step. And so that's what we're gonna be aiming to do next. Stay tuned for the next adventure, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.